I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the land on which this podcast is recorded today. Also pay respects to the elders past and present, and extend that respect to any other Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who may be listening today. This is Melanated in Melbourne, a podcast designed to give an insightful look into the Australian lifestyle from the lens of two Black American besties. Welcome back, Melanation. I'm Ri'chard.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is Melanated in Melbourne.
Melanated in Melbourne, a.k.a. the People of Colors podcast, a.k.a. Niggas in Naarm.
Niggas in Naarm for real.
No, honestly. I genuinely had that thought earlier. I'm like, I wonder how many listeners we would get if we were just like, we're just niggas and all. Try to get more people to tell them about our podcast. Like, hey, my friend has a podcast. I was like, oh, what's it called? N-words in Naarm. And it's like, excuse me? And I'm like, no, that's the name. They said it was okay.
No. Oh my gosh. But that's all right.
Here we are. The season finale.
The season finale.
Season 2 finale. I can't believe it. It's gone by in a blur.
So fast. Oh, we literally have a guest, and we're like,
we literally do. We literally do. And this is really exciting for us because this person's actually a listener of the podcast and actually made the move to Australia off of the advice. Did we give advice?
You did. The visa advice was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Look at us. We did it. We did it, Joe.
We did it. Welcome to the podcast, Najji.
Hi. Yes.
Fantastic. Sorry, the audience is really warm.
Yeah,
they just love
No,
clapping.
they love clapping.
They've been waiting. They've been waiting for you.
No, because I remember, I think I messaged you guys in December, right?
Yeah.
I was going to move, and I came straight to Google because my mom was freaking out. She's like, I don't know how they treat Black people in Melbourne and Australia. And I was like, oh.
Shout out to moms.
Shout out to moms.
Yes.
Living.
And so I looked it up, and I looked at literally Black Americans in Melbourne, and your podcast was the first thing that came up.
Yes.
And I just started binge listening to the podcast over and over.
Yes. The SEOs work. We're so bad about
SEO.
that. We're trying to figure out how to get the SEOs to work. I'm like, I think this is enough. Black people down under, Black Americans in Australia, Black people everywhere, Melanation.
Melanation.
Yes.
But no, I really am so grateful to be on this podcast with you guys. I've been a fan since December, which doesn't seem like a long time, but that's like, what? When you guys started your podcast?
Yeah,
too?
so we finished season 1 by December,
Right.
So that's a full 18 episodes ago.
Wow.
So this is a lot. I guess I'm full of gratitude. It's just like a very grounding moment to have you here because we actually talked about you on the season finale because we recorded the season finale in December. So you just messaged us asking about the visas. We're like, oh, got these questions, this. And I'm like, and now they're moving here. And then we're like, maybe we'll have, we literally said maybe we'll have them on our podcast later because at that point we hadn't discussed.
Full circle moment.
Genuinely. And that's why I'm just like, here we are.
That's so exciting.
I remember listening to y'all at Home Depot. I don't know.
Stop.
I used to work at Home Depot, which is like the Bunnings here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The
I've never
Bunnings.
been to a Bunnings. Home Depot scarred me.
Yeah. Oh,
But
no.
you need a bunning snag. You need to have.
What I mean? I need to go a little Bunnings trip.
Yeah, because they do the hot dogs outside.
Yeah, they
Snags.
do.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
the
do?
bunning sausages.
And they call hot dogs snags here, so they're like,
The face you just made.
No, the snags is a little excessive.
Yeah.
I've been noticing a lot too when it comes to Australia. Not referencing the hot dogs at all, but like there's a lot of dreadheads that aren't my people.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
You
was
see
not
quite a
expecting
few.
that because in California you think you'll see a lot more, but here I swear every time I walk down the street I see like 5 dreadheads.
Yeah.
It don't look right.
It don't look right.
Again, it looks like they stink. Like it looks like you know that like you look at it and like I just know you stink. I know you stink.
To get so much clumps. I did see this one Filipino man with like the most beautiful, luscious dreads, and I was really confused because I wanted his routine.
Yeah, exactly. What is your lock routine? What kind of oils are you using?
Castor?
Seriously. Where you get your retwist done?
No, who does it?
Seriously. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I am excited for us to jump into more of your story.
Right.
But I do have to say that Ri'chard and I went to the ballet last night. We were invited because the podcast has been doing so well.
Yes.
Which is crazy. We were invited by the Australian Ballet to see the world premiere of the Oscar based on Oscar Wilde's life, which was, I felt mad fancy. And they let us walk the red carpet.
Yeah, had the
and
pictures.
everything. We got press pictures.
All eyes were on us because the prompt was red carpet with a touch of Oscar Wilde. So then the follow beam was like dress colorfully. So we're like, we pop out in color. Nobody else is in color.
That's a peak thing. That's a peak Melbourne thing.
Yes.
Like, you can say wear color and Melburnians are gonna rock up in black.
Yeah. No, they walk up in gray, and I'm like, gray's a color. This is actually just ash.
Yeah.
Excuse you, you didn't say bright colors.
I mean, I can't be talking either.
But no, there was no dress code. No one said there's a dress code here. So wear what you like, wear what feels good. But when someone says dress up, and you're like, I'll think about it. If I have time. Like, we got invited last week, and we had a group chat going. It was going off.
Sure
like, what are you wearing? What about this? I got this accessory. I'm going to make these things. And we were just, like, ready to go because our group was always on it.
Yeah.
No, I saw the picture. Y'all looked fantastic.
Thank you so much. And for me, shout out to Clovia, which is a boutique in the south side of the city, because I left it to the last minute because I've just been so busy with everything. And I'm like, I really want to do something big. I want to do something beautiful and romantic. And I wanted to feel like it was a showstopper. But you need more time to plan such things.
Yes.
So thankfully, they have this beautiful boutique down in the south side. You can go and hire designer pieces and then look like $1 million without having to spend $1 million.
Shout out.
And shout out to Sylvia, who styled my entire look. And I'm just so grateful. So grateful. It made it so easy for me.
I mean, all eyes were absolutely on Nicole. Literally everywhere we went, there were like people like, oh, I love your outfit. People were just stopping us, especially Nicole.
I was like, oh my gosh, hello.
Well, we deserve to be there. We were the best
Definitely.
dressed by far.
No, from what I saw so far, definitely dresses. I love, what was it, like the little corset top?
Yes.
So killer.
Like a crop. It was like a
crop blazer that kind of cut to the do, and it was doing the do. Like
it was eating.
Because again, we got invited a week before, and I wanted to do the do, and I'm like, actually, I've only worn this to a house party. You're going outside.
Yeah,
you're going outside. There's no picture on the internet, so this is fine.
Exactly.
This is the first time I've been seeing it.
The internet, because it's like the age of social media has made fashion so one time. But I mean, like, it doesn't have to be that way. But
as far as posting goes,
and everything. So that's why I was like, I don't want to drop a whole lot of money on something I'm only going to wear once. Because once you get photographed in it, you're like, can I really wear this again? But some people were really bringing it last
night. They were. There was a bubble of people always bring it, and they're usually the queer people.
Yes, always. And then who's the lovely person that we met last night?
Jessie.
Yes. Jessie.
Phenomenal singer.
Is a phenomenal singer, dancer. I saw them in And Juliet. They played May.
Yes.
And they were just, my God, took my breath away.
Yes.
And then saw them last year when Renaissance came out. The Renaissance, the movie came out.
Yeah.
And they were sitting in the same row as us. And because it took everything for me not to stand up during that movie. It took
you did stand up in the movie. What do you mean took everything not to?
I had to sit back down. Everybody was sitting in their seats. But anywho, Jessie was in the same row as us, getting their life as well. And I'm so glad that we ran into them last night and got to properly introduce ourselves. And they looked absolutely radiant and beautiful.
So fantastic.
And the show itself was really incredible. Man, those dancers are so talented.
Very, very much so. It was my first ballet ever, so I loved that my first ballet. I guess it was thrown off because I've seen so many musical shows, like musical theater and things.
Yes.
And the start was an introduction with talking, but everything else was just the story was told by dance. So I did get lost a couple times.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Did she die? Is he in 3 places at once? Is this a flashback? What's happening?
Yeah.
But once you got there, it was just so beautiful, and the score was fantastic.
Oh my God!
Was it a live score?
The orchestra. The
Oh my
orchestra was doing their thing. I was clapping for them, and Ri'chard was like, "They haven't started yet, Nicole."
They literally warming up.
Literally just tuning up that. And I'm like, oh. I was living for it because I just love. Yes, exactly. I love the symphony. I love orchestras. I just think it's the most breathtaking thing, hearing live music and seeing dance to that.
Yes.
And it was like a lot of symbolism. I'm not necessarily super familiar with Oscar Wilde's story. I know that he was a poet. I knew that
Portrait of Dorian Gray.
Yes,
all these things.
yes. So I was just watching it with fresh eyes and being like, oh, this is incredible. My favorite dancer, shout out to, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing, right? I'm going to preface this with saying I was not familiar with the work. So when Homegirl kept coming out on stage, as I thought she was a pigeon. I'm like, yo, this woman is killing it.
Genuinely, we were calling her Pigeon Girl. We were calling her Pigeon Girl.
She was doing it. She was so light on her feet. Her costume, she was giving Like, she was giving it all. She was giving
Was
neck
she
movements.
actually cooing?
No.
Okay, no, she wasn't.
So for the audience, because again, this will be out. It's only a 2-week show, so it's not a spoiler.
Right.
She was a nightingale. I found out later on
Yes,
the night
she was
a
the nightingale, and I was like, that pigeon girl is killing it.
Everybody was saying pigeon girl until we got corrected at the after party, which I'll tell you about more.
I want to hear about this after party.
Yes. Because I was only, if you want to go to the ballet, I will happily go with you, because I ended up having to leave at intermission because I had an improv performance, but I really want to see the second act. Like, I really want to see it. So if you would like to go, I'd be happy to go with you.
No, let's arrange it, because I want to see the ballet.
Yeah.
It was
so
fantastic.
badly.
I'll do
beautiful.
spoiler free because both of you are going to finish it, but the second half was so easy to follow. It was so intense. It was so powerful.
Okay.
Yeah.
My only note would be how long the applause went for, because at the end of a show,
oh my god,
at the end of the show, like they have people come out and they're like boom, 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 like one bow.
The stage call, yeah.
They did
Final
multiple
bow.
stage calls. Like there was Oscar by themselves. Stage went down. They opened it back up, and then there was like one set of crew that went back down, and then they had some more people. I swear I was clapping for 10 minutes, and my hands were raw. And I'm like, this was a great show. Do not get me wrong, but you were asking too much of me in this moment in time. I was just like, because we were with our friend Ben. We were with our friend Ben. I'm like, all right, Ben, you got to clap for me. I need a break. So Ben started clapping louder, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm back in.
I would have just been clapping cheeks. No kidding.
I mean, you would have.
Make that ass
Just throwing ass.
But then so we're actually invited by Good People PR company.
Oh, Good People PR.
So
Okay,
shout
cool.
out to them
Thank
as
you.
well.
That makes sense.
I need to change my Instagram caption then.
Well, yeah.
I was like, the ballet invited us personally, child.
Directly. They found
and they're
us.
looking at the tag being like,
Who is she? She's over here who? And cooing over here like the pigeon girl. We get it.
Oh my God, okay.
We got the invite. They sent us a DM. We're like, absolutely, we're down. We show up. We get the VIP treatment, the pictures, yada, yada. The show goes on. Nicole, unfortunately, has to leave.
Yes.
But in the intermission, we end up talking to Jesse for ages. And we went back in. The show was fantastic. The after party was this little slip. There is this large room under the Regent Theater that just kind of opens out into this cascading space. There were bubbles everywhere. And it was the who's who of whoever. And I walk in there like, it's time to network.
No, exactly.
It's time to work.
I know that's right.
And the way in which because again, free alcohol is my weakness. I am so hungover right now. I am hurting.
my gosh.
But we did it for the culture. We did it for the podcast.
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
This all manifested from the Bowery Ball. Like they basically found us through our hashtags when they were looking for fashionable, beautiful people to go to the red carpet. And I'm almost certain they found our picture from the Bowery Ball. It was me, Nicole, and Ben again, looking like the baddest bitches. The cameras were all on us again, and it was a lot of the same people, a lot of the overlaps. So hey, it's you again, and like those connections were deepened over this network. And I walked in there and found the black people immediately.
Because it's not hard to spot us.
It's not at a ballet after party. Like I was saying earlier, ballet always seems so cool, but it seemed like that unattainable thing. This is white people's sport.
Yeah.
This is a white people's sport.
High society.
And now they're paying us to go there with these free complimentary tickets and these snacks that are unnecessarily expensive. Some of them were good. Some of them tasted like you could have just made a Lunchable and called it a day. But
most charcuterie boards.
yeah, wake it up.
Wake it up. Wake it up.
But no, it was moments like that. I'm like, I never want to lose the feeling that I had where it's just like, this is our lives now. Like, I want to stay centered in gratitude. Like, I'm grateful to be in each of these spaces because I know 5-year-old me who was like making up his own toys because we couldn't afford shit would have been like, wow, this is what we're living right now.
Never expect it.
So I'm like, I will always remember that and just. Ask me about the after party because now my brain has gone blank. What am I gonna know?
Magical.
Tell me,
Lord.
do you guys practice manifestation, honestly?
I do. Yes,
too.
I do. I have a vision board. Each full moon, I charge my crystals. I write out the attributes that I want to focus on or want to call into my life. My Spotify rap this year is going to be so weird because I listen to
So many affirmations.
like it's like the chakra healing frequencies.
Yes.
Yeah, I always listen to angelic frequencies and then the power of attraction, the law of attraction frequencies and everything. And it is like a nice little cleanse for
432 hertz.
Yes, exactly. The hertz, exactly. And I try to bathe myself in all of that. And you know what? This year it's been
A blessing. Huh?
It really has. It's been it's the busiest I've ever been, but I really try not to complain about it because it's exactly what I called into my life.
Exactly.
Yeah. How about you?
Like, I pretty much like will shit. I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Like I'm telling the universe, like,
Ri'chard tells the universe.
no,
what's about
I have to speak into existence. Like, this is what's going to happen. Like, I will work my hardest to get it done. I will do these things. I will rest when needed to. But I already decided, like, delusional people get shit done. And in my mind, we're already famous. In my mind, we're already famous.
Yes.
We're getting everything we want. And this year that we win, everybody's going up. And I've been saying it all year. We're going up, Jay. And
We're going up, Jay.
it's just been going. It's been fantastic. Even the losses, quote unquote losses, have just been lessons.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was watching this interview with Janae Ortega, and she was like, I enter rooms like I'm just an average white man with that same confidence.
Yes. The audacity, walking in the room with the audacity of a straight white man.
And like I've been incorporating that into my life, and honestly, it's been bringing me to new people, new spaces. I've been networking with fantastic brands, and it's been such a blessing. I honestly feel when I first started listening to your podcast, it was like me manifesting my way here.
Wow.
Yes.
And so the fact that I'm here is very surreal to me.
Oh my God.
Because it's like, again, full circle moment.
Love this.
I wish I had a tambourine so I could take you to church right now.
No,
I know.
yeah.
Ri'chard's shaking his head like, no, thank God. There's
Oh, no, genuine. If there was a tambourine button, I would have to quit. I give up. I'm not doing this podcast anymore because she's spamming the tambourine. Shake the tambourine, go get yourself a whistle.
Hey. Listeners at home, we literally all just started twerking.
It
was
shake a little ass.
as you should. But it was such a magical night, and I'm certainly centered in that gratitude as well, and excited to see what the next year holds too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So who do you meet at the ballet?
So after party, we met Brooke.
Brooke, who is the first Indigenous bachelorette. I'm pretty sure she was
Is
the
an
main
Australian
one.
one?
Yeah, she was the bachelorette and did a season with men and women because she's bisexual.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah,
Love that.
I think so because she did a few episodes of Neighbors, and I was an extra when she was there. And I was like, wow, good for her, man. Because all respect for entering that space as well, because I can't imagine the kind of ridicule.
Oh, absolutely.
And-
There's
and
no way that hate
vitriol.
mail wouldn't be flying.
Yeah.
So,
But they're
absolutely
beautiful
lovely.
and they handle it with grace. So
So she was an actress originally?
no, I don't know her whole background, but I just
Right.
remember it being a big deal that she was like the first Indigenous contestant on The Bachelor, Bachelorette. I think she may have done a season of The Bachelor, like she may have been one of the girls,
and then got our own show.
and then got picked as the person to be.
I think
perhaps.
that may have been it because in
Perhaps.
we took a tab. We took a tab.
I was
took
gonna say,
a taxi.
Hey,
We took a taxi. We took a taxi to Circuit, and we were talking about it. And she was like, "Oh yeah, y'all, this is the Bachelor I had, and it was this very average Australian man with an 8-pack, but his face was
Clap.
yeah.
Yep.
That's why I was like, you know." So we met a bunch of people who were in Hairspray. I met Christian from Moulin Rouge down there.
oh, that's awesome.
We're mutuals now. I literally got like 15 following through. I'm like, well, I guess we're
Hell
doing some more
yeah.
things. We got like 4 people lined up for the podcast next season.
Oh my
like I
gosh.
was working.
Seriously.
And like I walked in there with our friend Ben, and Ben designs clothes. They've done
Oh my
a few of my
God.
Halloween
They're
costumes.
fantastic.
And they're a little bit self-conscious, like, oh, I'm still this. I'm like, no. When we walk into this room,
Yeah.
you are a designer, and I'm a famous podcaster. If that's the energy, pick your
Yes.
shoulders up, bitch. We're going through here.
Yeah.
Chin up.
And the way they understood the assignment was also networking. A bunch of
Yeah.
fabulous people were like, oh, you're a designer. Let's work together.
Oh, my
And the
gosh.
Instagrams were exchanged. Everybody's going up. Everyone's
going up.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
like, it was like I'm still vibrating. It was so
Yes.
fantastic.
You would have loved that, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh my
digging
gosh.
it. I know, and I can't believe I missed out on the
I was trying not
last
to get
half,
FOMO, but I'm like, I
that's
can't
all
lie.
right.
That shit was lit.
No. That's so
I was
cool.
in
The
group
bubbles
chat,
everywhere, you were saying?
bubbles
Yeah.
everywhere.
I
They're
love
just walking
it.
around.
Bubbles.
Like, there was no signal down there, but I made friends with one of the servers. I'm like, y'all got Wi-Fi down here?
Yeah.
Because like when you're trying to make these connections, like, taking pictures of screenshots on Instagram does not really work unless it goes
Yeah.
through. And they were all very lovely people. I reminded myself they are still humans, and they just got
Yeah.
a good break somewhere else. They're just regular people, but
Yeah.
because they see so many faces, if you don't really make that connection in person and on the internet, then that's like, who is this person in my DMs?
No, because
Like,
I
what's
am
going
the
on?
worst with names, too.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, tell me about it. Yeah. Like, make an impression, please.
Oh, absolutely.
So I
I mean,
remember.
the outfit I was already doing, and I just walked
Yeah.
in like, yes. It's like, oh, yes, what's your connection to the ballet? It's like, oh, yes, I run a podcast about this. We're doing this. Like, oh, really? Let's connect. Let's do this. Like, let us do
Let us,
that then.
please.
Yes.
And that's what I love so much about fashion as well. Because last night we were talking about what it would be like attending the high society ball. And I'm like, that's kind of what this is,
It
like
is.
low
Yeah.
key, because the way that we were dressed was getting people to speak to us that I don't know if they would speak to us
Normally.
No.
Of course
normally.
not.
You know, sometimes your clothes speak for you. And that's why we always make sure that when we do go out and it is a big night, we're like, let's go for it. Because you just never know what it could lead to.
My mother always taught me, and she's a diplomat again.
Yes. Shout out to diplomat mama.
She's Panamanian too, and like Latinas in general. Yes. She has 2 closets just full of clothes. She always tells me the one thing is, no matter how you feel, you better dress like you're important.
Yes.
No, that
Amen.
is
and
right.
The one time I didn't dress up properly when I went out was for a ball, one of those queer balls, and I was walking for my face, and I didn't get it because I wasn't wearing a real outfit. I was just putting on something. I'm just going out something good. But now, ever since that day, every time I go somewhere, I put on my camouflage, my outfit, like it's my weapon.
Yes,
it's your armor.
It is your armor.
1,000%.
It's your armor.
Because whenever people like see you, they see your body first. They see your outfit.
Yeah.
So the own respect, the first thing you got to do is look like you deserve it.
Absolutely.
I know that's right. Not that you're supposed to live your entire life by other people's approval, but first impressions are everything.
Exactly. And it's not even about other people's approval. It really is like, how do you feel about yourself?
Yeah.
I know
when I dress good, I feel good.
Exactly.
No, that's right. Exactly that. So shout out to the people from the ballet. Is there anything else that we would like to add about it?
I mean, I could go on forever, but I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think you can
Are
pivot.
you sure? Is there anything else?
No, because I'm nosy. I'm over here listening.
Well, if you have questions about it, I could be like, yes, but because so many things happened, I started getting ready at 4, and I got in bed at 5 a.m. So,
oh my gosh.
like, I didn't pay for a single thing.
Not even an Uber home.
No.
Ooh.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
And it was just like, yes, this is it. This is the energy that we're going to continue to bring to the next season. At the last season finale, we were talking about having you on the show. We were talking about getting merch.
Yeah.
We were talking about doing all these things, and now we're talking
spoke
about
into existence.
Absolutely, and bigger and better things. Absolutely, the
On the
entire
way.
time. But that's all I personally have for the ballet. I don't know why my brain's like, what was I talking about? The ballet. That's all that I have for the ballet. But we can actually get into the first impression because I'm very curious about what
Yes.
your
All right,
Australia
all right.
experience has been.
Well, I have a lot of friends who are Australian. Like I have 3 friends that are here that
lovely.
So my best friend Sadina, she lives here. We've been friends since we're 15 years old, and that's the main reason that I came. Because before I lived in Melbourne, I lived in San Francisco. But before that, I was living in Gitmo, Cuba.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
That's where my mother was, and so I wanted to go straight from Cuba to Australia, but then COVID happened, and when I was 19, so I was like, well, I guess I'll go to California where my other friends are.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The Bay Area is so scary.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's just like Melbourne. Same scenery.
Very
same
similar.
small. Yes.
Very similar.
Except more dangerous, and people are just like, oh, I don't want to like actually hang out with you or talk to you. I gotta bus home. You know?
Like love San Fran is really a beautiful
Such a
city,
stunning city.
but you are so close to the crumbling edge of society, like where they've just like forgotten these people and everybody is just fending for themselves.
Yes.
Mad
1000%.
danger.
Mad danger. So when I got here, honestly, it was beautiful. It was lovely. I was walking down the street and I did hear an exhaust pipe crack, and I thought it was a gunshot.
Oh no.
And so my
God.
friends saw me duck.
PTSD of
Yeah.
being American. Yes. You can't even go to a birthday party. A balloon pops, you're like, ah!
No, literally, the mic popped at the
Literally.
reception. The mic popped at the reception. I was like, wait,
Yes.
no.
That's
No.
so
Time and
real.
place.
That's
This
so
is not where
real.
we are.
Wow.
Can
we
relate.
have trauma.
No. But ever since then, like honestly, I love Australia full over. I mean, I've only been in Melbourne. I haven't been to Tas or Queensland.
Yeah.
I heard like the Northern Territory and Tasmania, not for us. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
what are some things that I've noticed here? I do like the fashion here. I say, even though it's all like black and gothic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they still have that shit on. Like,
Yeah.
they're really put together. There are some amazing brands that I love, like Stella Studios.
Oh
They make
yes, Stella
really hard.
Studios. Yes.
Kesmet, which is a punk fashion brand.
Yes.
As well as the Bourgeoisie, which I attended their fashion show. Their runway show was so beautiful, very theatrical. They had dancers. It was called Meteor City.
Oh, cool.
No, it was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
like very like industrious punk alternative.
That is so
And of
Melbourne.
course, everyone was wearing black.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's so Melbourne. It's like it really feels like there's such a grunge element to this city.
Yeah.
And we've always talked about like the difference in fashion that you'll see in like the north side of the city because I feel like that's probably a bit more grungy, a bit more like skater.
Yeah.
A bit more what's the word for the people in Brooklyn? Hipster, thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, what is that word? Yeah.
And then it feels like people South Side are maybe a bit more posh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit more dressed up, a little bit more, like not put together, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Fashionable.
Fashionable.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. What else is there about here? I love the meat pies. I was not.
Shout out to the meat pies.
I was not expecting to love the meat pies here so much because my friends were like, "Oh no, it's just cheap Aussie food." That's fantastic.
Listen,
Yeah.
you will always see me. I'm a hot dog person, so
Yep.
I think the meat pie is a iteration of that because I feel like Aussies have perfected the thing. Because a few weeks ago, I went to the Melbourne International Film Festival, and they had Chico rolls there. And I can't tell you what was in this thing, but everybody's like, oh, you got to have a Chico roll. You got to try the Chico roll. And I'm like chewing on it. I'm like, what is in this thing? But it brought to my mind that I'm like, oh, Aussies love a thing where you can hold that food in one hand and then drink with the other.
Portable food.
A portable
Yeah, they love
food.
a portable food.
Yes, and that's what a meat pie is,
They're
and
always
that's
on
what
the
a
go.
sausage roll is.
Yeah, and the sushi rolls, the sushi hand
And the
rolls.
sushi rolls.
They have those as like fast food. They're on every other corner. Like,
Did
you
y'all
want some
ever
sushi?
had
Go?
dim sums before?
Yes, they love them some dim sums
Oh my
here.
gosh, what
Child,
the
they
hell?
love some dim sums here. And once again, couldn't tell you what's in them.
No, not
But,
at all.
but yeah. But
I'ma
yeah,
eat it.
but you want some dimmies? have a few dimmies. Like,
No, why is everything here shortened? Like Bottle-O, like Smokers. I can't even think another one, but like
Arvo.
Arvo,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm gonna say this with love, but Aussies are lazy, so they're just like
They live on Big Island time.
Yeah,
Yes.
Big Island time for the Big Island. They're just
Absolutely.
like, what is the least amount of effort I could put into saying this word and moving my mouth? Because sometimes, like, you know, they just,
Yeah,
just,
you're
like,
right.
tucking
I
me.
mean,
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's giving Boomhauer.
No,
I ain't know what you're talking about over there.
That's exactly what it sounds like to me.
I just said boom power.
No, because I do love it. I do appreciate the laziness. It's kind of
Work-life
detrimental.
balance. Yep.
Yes.
It's kind of detrimental for the country, but if you're just working here, it's fantastic.
Exactly. Living here is so great because you don't have to feel that kind of
Pressure. Like in America, you feel like, oh God, if I don't do this one thing, the world is going to crumble on top of me.
100%. If you feel like you're not being productive.
Yes.
Heaven forbid you take a sick day or vacation time. I'm like, oh my God, who's going to do this work? I'm like, somebody else. Somebody else is going to do that work.
I'm telling you, because I remember back in 2014, it was the first day of a new job, and the day before my father went into the hospital, he had a heart attack, which was terrifying. And I literally had to make the decision. I'm like, do I go to be by my father's side or do I go to this job? And then my mom was just like, no, you got to go to that job. And how insane is that?
Yeah.
And so I went to the job the first day of work, and I was just like, hey, my father had a heart attack last night. Is it okay if I go down to see him? They're like, oh my God, of course. Like, why do you even have to ask? Just go. And I went down to see him in Delaware. And then that following day, they were like, why aren't you back at work? And I'm just like, well, he's not going to be out of the hospital now. Like, this was like a really major health event. And they were just like, well, you need to tell us if you're going to be missing more work. And I was only gone for one day, and then I would have been gone for another day.
Yeah.
And because that's just how it is.
Yeah, it is.
That's how it is.
People
in
Ubering
America.
to the hospital because ambulances are $1
It
billion.
doesn't
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
It doesn't even matter what job you have. Like when I was working again at Home Depot, they were so strict about everything. We had someone in loss prevention who got shot. And then we had to come in the next day to work like nothing happened. Yes. Yes.
That's a mess.
That's crazy.
Absolutely not. No.
And that's, again, why I am so appreciative and grateful that I'm in Australia, because you don't have that stress that you're going to be a failure if you don't work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Exactly. The threat of gun violence.
No.
Oh, we were flinching at a ballet VIP party. I'm like, these white people don't know what guns are. Stop.
Right?
A shotgun? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my
Oh,
God.
I actually did have a question for you because you were mentioning the fashion and social media, but what is your background? What do you do here? Like,
Oh, well, I work with other influencers and little companies, and I just help them with social media because I'm not a manager, but I'm a strategist. So I just help them with SEOs and help them figure out what's the best time of planning, because I look at the analytics, and it's a bunch of, like,
yeah,
data jargon. But That's really what I do. I also model for said companies if they need new models.
That's right.
I want to get back into acting because I could not do that.
Oh my gosh.
In America, but here,
yes,
I can.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh, full circle. I will absolutely.
Right? Full circle.
I will absolutely. I got you. All good.
Please?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
No, because Melbourne is the place to be an artist. 100%.
And that's exactly why I moved here. Cause I was deciding if I want to move to Brisbane, Sydney, or here.
Yeah.
But I do have friends all over Australia.
Yeah.
And so I decided here only because, one, most diverse. The creative scene here is fantastic.
It's awesome.
Yes.
And I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But I've been for 6 months, so like, give me a break. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Wow.
You're
You're here.
well.
You're here. You've
Right?
done. Yeah, you are
guys.
here. Getting here is
Half
the battle.
1,000%.
That is like 75% of the battle, for real.
Genuinely.
For real.
The courage it takes to make that leap. Like, even if you are the most prepared person in the world, you get here and you're like, well, shit, what do I do now?
Yeah.
I feel like also with me being a military brat, I feel like you understand this. I
Yes,
just
I'm
wanted to
Army brat.
travel the world too.
Yeah.
And my plan was to come to Australia and then travel to Asia and maybe England and come back. But honestly, I am just like finding that this could be home for me.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
love
so
that. We love that. I felt the same way. Like, as soon as I got off the plane, didn't know anyone, had no plan. It just felt right. And every single decision, every single interaction just also felt like, yes, it was more validating that feeling. I'm like, actually, yeah, this is it. This is this place.
Wow. And even the negative interactions was like, okay, these are just lessons for me to understand what the culture is like here or what to do, you know?
Might I add what negative interactions you've...
Oh, okay. Well,
am I
this is
putting
the
you on the
one
spot?
negative thing that happened to me.
Go on,
and it
we're
wasn't
talking.
even towards me. So me and my boyfriend were sitting down the train, right, going home back to Donnybrook. And 2 Indian men were just sitting next to this really drunk white man, and they were just talking in their own language. And he's like, get out of here. Like, I can't say what he said. Like, you guys are dogs. Like, why are you talking to me? And my boyfriend's like, hey, trying to defend them, like backing out. Because he's like this big 6'5" white man. So he was like, hey, calm down. And this man slaps him and runs off the train.
Oh,
What?
not the slap and run.
No, right? What? And he was stumbling too, and his wife was like, "Get out of here! You are a pig!" I was like, "Oh, this is a lie."
My gosh. Okay, but the drunkenness here, it's something that we've addressed on the
Oh,
show
yeah.
before. Like the
Yes.
drunkenness. Do you happen to know what day of the week
That
this-
was a Saturday.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
So
in
then
March,
that would have
yeah.
been premium.
Yeah.
Premium drunk.
Actually, no. I think it was when Taylor Swift was here.
Oh,
then
see,
say less.
Swifties. The Swifties.
Don't come for us, Swifties. Come for us, Swifties. Don't do it.
They'll slap and run.
He was like,
And I think the funniest thing is too is like, you know what? He looked at my boyfriend and was like, you know, I'm not even mad at them anymore. I'm mad at you for sticking your finger up.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you sound like an American. The way you're talking to them, you sound like an American. He got, oh my God.
That's the worst thing you can say.
oh my gosh. But wait, who slapped who? The Indian people slapped the white person? Or
No,
the white person
slapped my boyfriend.
slapped your boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh
That was a slap and
my
run, yeah.
gosh.
And then when the white person was leaving, the Indian men just kicked him off the train.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
And they hugged my boyfriend like, you did a good job. You're a good man. And I was like, wow.
That's so nice.
Love
And good
that.
on your boyfriend for like picking up for them, because I've certainly have witnessed some things on
Yeah.
public transport of like a man going off at an Asian woman.
Yeah.
And being like, go back to your country. And I was just like, why don't you go back to yours first?
No,
Yeah.
go back to England.
Yeah, why don't you, exactly. Why don't you
Skedaddle.
go back to the Caucasus Mountains? Because
Or back
like,
to prison, you convict.
Yes. But like the government here, I love how like no one knows what's going on.
No one knows.
And there's always a revolving door of new people coming.
Correct.
Yep.
Because I cannot not be politically aware in America.
Exactly.
But
We don't
here,
have a choice.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither do they. I mean, I've probably talked more about American politics here
Yes.
than I've ever have Australian politics. And I remember when I first moved here, they were kicking out some prime minister.
Was it Turnbull?
Maybe it was like 2018, 2019.
I think that was Malcolm
Yeah,
Turnbull.
and they were kicking him out, and then nobody was talking about it, but then everybody wanted to talk to me about like the upcoming presidential election that was years away. And I was
Yeah.
like, you guys, really? Like that's and we're going back into that because the U.S. presidential election is at the end of this year,
Which is
and
another reason why I moved.
I know that's right because shit is turning up over there. But I also really want to wear a button that says, "Please don't talk to me about politics."
Yes.
Yeah. If you get that, I need one as well. Because I work in government, but it's very much just like when those conversations come up, I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Because it's
so
exhausting. If you can talk to somebody who actually knows what's going on, then you're able to commiserate and be like, man, this is a shit show. It feels like they're getting militarized. They're really getting into their vigilante bag.
No, they think it's Handmaid's Tale in America.
Like, it's really, listen, I've been watching that show and I've been like, wow, this doesn't even seem like far-fetched.
No.
Doesn't
like
seem.
they were predicting, even though it was like, despite it being a period piece, like, well,
blessed be the fruit.
it was very on the nose. That's why I can't watch it. I'm like, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's wonderful.
I'm sure it's fantastic.
It's so good,
but not for me. I'm not ingesting trauma anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm so tired of trauma porn and different media. Like, why can't we just relax? Why can't we have a nice father family film?
Let someone be happy, and that's just a story. Like, their conflict was them achieving their goals. Like, oh no, this is hard, but I did it anyway. The end. Oh my god, I love that. Or just some friends just talking shit. Like, I never liked Friends, but give me some more friends. It's just friends hanging out. They're just that was the whole show.
More like, Living Single.
I was gonna say, Living Single was the original, and they saw the concept, and then they made Friends. So just to put that out there, I will never not say it because people need to know.
People need to know.
People need to know. Living Single with Queen Latifah was first.
I haven't met so many young, talented people who just like brush off their accomplishments here.
Okay. Yes. So talking about yourself here is just something that people don't necessarily do.
It's like pulling out teeth.
Yeah. It's hard for people to talk about it because my partner works in the corporate world, and when review time comes around, I'm like, all right, you need to be writing your stuff down. You need to be like, I've done this, and this, because you have to be ready to do that in order to get your money and everything. And he's just like, I don't know. I don't really like talking about myself. And I'm like, well, you need to get used to it if you want to do it like corporate work. Like, that's how it is. But people are just really chill about it.
And they are really chill. I don't know, again, is it the tall poppy or the island time? But I've met so many people. Like, there's one kid who's like 20 years old. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm working in Parliament right now. And I have a major in law. I'm finishing it this year. But it's nothing. I was like, nothing.
Yeah, wow.
It is very difficult to get in government. So anyone who doesn't know, getting into government in any capacity, people like I fell into it, and I realized how fortunate I was from my stance. There are people who've tried for years to get in government, and they still can't. So to be 20 and to be studying,
they're doing their thing.
They're doing it, and they should be proud of that.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting for us because as Americans, we're supposed to talk about ourselves all the time.
Yes.
Or not we're supposed to,
but we're so accustomed to it.
We're accustomed to people talking about themselves all the time. So it's like you come here, like I'll have friends and my partner will be like, so what do they do for work? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I have no clue what they do for work. But back in New York, when you meet somebody, the first question would be like, what's your name? And the second question
what
is
do
like,
you do?
What do you do?
I always ask that here. Everyone just looks at me like, oh, I don't know, I'm a student. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
but
it's something they don't even talk about.
No, it feels like an icky topic. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think it may be a Melbourne thing because in Sydney they're trying to be social climbers. Like they want to know. They want to know where you work and go. They want to know if you're in the industry because again, the entertainment industry in Sydney is a bit bigger, closer to LA. But I don't know if it's like properly LA. You probably know better than that. The entertainment industry in Sydney.
I mean, it's kind of I wonder all the time. I'm like, I wonder what they're doing up there. I wonder if there's more work. I wonder if there's more work and stuff. But it's kind of like very siloed. I don't know.
No, because you have to be in the know to know.
Correct, exactly.
Gatekeeping all of it.
Agency based too. Like you have to have a lot of followers.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm getting into that now because I'm realizing that it really feels like a Black Mirror episode that your connection and ability to move up is directly affected to how many followers you have. Yeah. And I feel like I've always been in a battle with social media because I'm just my personal self. I'm like, I don't necessarily like faking the funk.
Yeah.
I'm very much a what you see is what you get kind of person. But at the same time, it's messed up if you're missing out on opportunities because you don't have all these followers and stuff. But that's just how it is nowadays.
Yeah.
And there's so many people who are so deserving to be in places like that. But since they don't have like 20K minimum, they're not going to be accepted. And that is very Black Mirror. It is very scary because I'm kind of like a private person.
Me too.
Like, I am very loud. I'm very extra. But when it comes to posting about myself, that's for me and me alone, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. But like in conversation, I'm willing to connect.
Yeah.
But it just feels weird just like putting out a plethora of my own personal information for people to consume.
And that's the thing because you have to when you start making content.
And I think that's the hardest part about this podcast is obviously we want to give our relatable experiences, but people are like, oh, I know this about you. I'm like, well, yes, you do, but that's because I gave it to you.
Exactly.
Like, you don't actually know me, friend. Like, you can listen to every single episode 10 times over, and know the base of this is who I give you. This is not who I am.
The tip of the iceberg.
What I tell my clients is when they're talking to people making talking head videos is that you need to talk to your audience, not like they're your friend, so you don't expose everything about you, but above acquaintance. Yeah. That's the perfect spot for you to talk to them.
That is good.
So they get to know who you are. You can build community by that.
Yeah.
But you don't have to expose yourself. Like, there's no reason why they need to know your ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago.
Sure.
And what he did to you. Like, that's none of their business.
All of my exes are dead, so shout out to the graveyard.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how I treat them.
Dead to her, to our listeners and the police. Nicole has not murdered anyone.
Look at her backyard.
She does not. Backyard. In Melbourne?
In Melbourne?
Yeah. I treat them like they did.
Yeah, Nicole is very much, my exes are done. Like, you're an ex for a reason.
Correct.
I'm like, if it ended well, we can be casual. We can be friendly. I wish you happy birthday.
No.
But don't be over here trying to be besties.
I have relationship flashback like I'm in war. Like PTSD, personally.
I see their face, they just want to punch him or something.
No,
Jump scare.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. I think we even mentioned before we started recording, we talked about the sense of community here.
Oh, yes.
And it was something that you mentioned. And I just wanted to kind of, now that the mics are on, we can get
Thank you. Because these two were just talking like we don't have a podcast about this exact thing. So like,
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to community here, there's none. Like, there is some community, but people don't trust each other like that here. I feel like a lot of people only are friends with who they knew in high school.
Correct.
Yeah.
I never expected who you knew in high school or what high school you went to be such a big repping part here, but you should like it's gangs.
There's a lot of private schools. There's a lot of private schools. It's very much about it's a lot of like more private schools.
Ri'chard made the money symbol with his hands.
I made season 3 is going to be visuals. Season 3 we're going to have visuals. I'm speaking that into existence. Season 3 is visuals.
The way I dressed up because I thought it was going to be visual, I was like, oh.
Yes. I love that though, but we will be taking a picture. So that's definitely going to happen. But yes, season 3 visuals. Yes. Again, I have a theory that the violence back home is what drives community and really good food. I understand that this is a very weird correlation to make right now. But
you've been on it for the entire show.
I really have, because we really feel like we need to lean on each other in order to get through it. Whereas here, not as violent, so people don't necessarily feel the need to be like, I need to make connections. I need to forge new fires and stuff. People do what's kind of comfortable for them here, and they don't necessarily want to put themselves in into something new that they haven't experienced before. So I'm happy to be proven wrong about that, but at the same time,
no, I think you're 100% right, and that's why I think that's why a lot of our community is other expats, because they have come here and they don't have that space, so they're floating around, reaching out for oars, help anyone, and if any hand they can, like, cool, I appreciate you were there for me, and then it's just that back and forth. That's what we've been finding a lot, especially a lot of the people of color that we've been finding. Like, if they were not born in Australia, they we're here, like first, second generation. They have those connections, but not really. They're happy to get those new spaces. Yep. The white people who've been here for decades upon not even a century, because Australia's not that old. Decades upon decades. This is who they are. This is who they know. They're going to clutch all these things, and they don't need anything else. So.
Yeah, but then it's funny because when I meet Australians in other parts of the world, they feel so worldly and curious and wanting to connect a bit more, whereas here it's a bit more siloed and people are just kind of within these circles. But then even within those circles, they're not even opening up to people down in their clique, because it's just so
you have to think everything's
to
perfect. If you don't think I'm perfect, then you're not going to be my friend anymore, and they don't want to share a single emotion.
Yes. Most of my friends that I do have here are from America, and they're Australian, and they come back here, or they're other Americans. But I haven't met any other like my age, because I am 22. Like, I'm pretty young. It makes sense. It makes.
Oh, I did that math so fast. You're like, Cuba, I was 19. COVID. I'm like, carry the one. Wait a minute.
Wait a damn minute.
Yeah, no, wait a damn minute.
My gosh, that is so cool that you have moved to a different country at 22. I think that's so badass. Yeah. Seriously.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Seriously.
But I feel like maybe it is because I'm so young that the age range here is like everyone's a little bit still hormonal.
That's fair. At 22, I was okay, but when you look back, like, damn, I was a mess.
Yeah, I was definitely a mess at 22.
Like, the frontal lobe is not fully developed.
Yeah,
so
it hasn't fully cooked.
I give them the grace because I want to find more Black S-backs that I can actually lean on and be friends with. Like, my mom told me one of her coworkers is in the city and she won't give me her Instagram. How rude is that? Like,
damn. Not she gatekeeping.
No, she is.
Damn.
A mess. Find your own friends.
How do y'all find the other Black S-backs when you guys got here? Because you guys were friends before that, right?
No, we met here. So
right.
When I decided that I was going to be here forever, I'm like, I love my coworkers, my connections, but those are people that I just met through instances. I want to be very intentional with my community. So that's why I was like, everyone had probably met one Black American in passing, or they knew someone who knew someone. And like Black History Month's coming up. You invite so-and-so, you invite so-and-so. We're just going to get together and see what happens. And like that's how the podcast started. It was a group chat first. And then it became a podcast. And my friend, one of our mutual friends, brought Nicole because they had met at brunch, I think.
Yeah, I was her waitress.
Oh.
I was her waitress at brunch. And I was like, black girl, we're both American. I'm going to put you in this group chat. And I was like, all right, cool. And that's how I essentially stumbled into it.
Yeah, and so
stumbled into community.
Otherwise, it's just like in passing. Like last night, I met another Black American who, funnily enough, we have 6 degrees of connection. Because again, when you meet Black Americans who are especially in the creative spaces, you probably know them. So remember our girl Colby?
Yes.
Shout out to Colby. Colby was in Come From Away, and
Colby's
a couple of years ago, they were like, "Hey, my friend is going to come do Hairspray. Can you take care of him?" Cool, great, wonderful. Well, that friend pulled out of the show because they got a great job in New York. More power to them. But the person who replaced them was who I met yesterday.
Oh,
so
no
the person,
way.
And I'm like, oh, I knew of you.
So
I knew of you.
And
it was just like, and because I remember everything, like that's my gift or my grace. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, seaweed. My friend was gonna play seaweed, and then we're just like talking shit. So we meet each other in passing, and then we hold on to each other.
Yes.
And like, especially now that I'm being a lot more intentional with it, that's how it goes. But like, we're not really organically just like standing in Melbourne Central waiting for people to find us.
Yeah.
Holding a sign. Are you
Black American help? Yeah.
I mean, I wish, I guess that's something that I would hope for the podcast at one point, that this podcast creates community.
Right.
And we're able to bring more people in. But then at the same time, I feel like there can be disconnect where some people here, because they've moved here, or maybe they've grown up here, they've grown up in a majority white space, that they don't necessarily like to see other Black people.
That's the thing. There's a lot of tokenism.
Tokenism.
I want to be the only one, yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
I want to be the only one, and they have no desire to connect with other people within their same racial background. And whatever, if that's how you are, go ahead, keep being that way. I'm just not necessarily going to rock with you. But yeah, Australia has a bit of a identity crisis with that too. Because I think back in the day they were emulating England, but now it feels like there's more American. Like there's
influences?
More American in with the music and the media and the basketball. There are a lot of NBA fans here in Australia.
They keep a better track than I do. I'm like, who's winning?
Yeah.
What's happening?
For real. But I guess Australia has its own identity, but they
don't lean on it.
They don't.
And if that's what makes me sad, because a lot of the creative scene here, everyone goes to London after some point. They're like, oh, I'm done. But people need to stay here and actually build anything here.
They need to make a London.
They need to make a London. Melbourne could be on par with London if people actually cared about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Again, I just think because minimum wage is so high, violence is so low, I feel like there's no drive.
Yeah, I was literally about to say drive. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like there's no motivation to be like, okay, well, how do we make this an arts mecca of the Southern Hemisphere?
They don't have the struggle muse.
Correct. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's something about struggle, and there's something about strife and violence that inspires beautiful things to happen.
That resilience.
And I'm not advocating for violence. Let's just
again,
make things
for the
very
FBI
clear.
listening, Nicole is not,
I'm not
killing people or
really
recommending it.
I'm really not. And I'm certainly not being like, this place needs more violence.
Kill 'em.
That's not kill 'em. That's really not what I'm saying, but it's just something I've noticed. Like, there is a correlation between struggle and art, struggle and community.
And people always want to fake the struggle too, and fake that they've been through some stuff. I'm so tired of the struggle Olympics when it's just nothing.
Oh, it is not competition. Like,
it's not.
We all lose. We all lose in the struggle Olympics or the oppression Olympics. So there's no need.
And I feel like I've talked to a lot of my friends who are also been to America and come back. We always say they don't know what life's about at all.
No.
They have no clue what real struggle is. And it's not like, it's not fun.
No.
But like,
but
it's beautiful too. I always say when it comes to my struggle, if I can make art out of it, if I can make it into like a better thing, because like there's always lessons in the things you've been through.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Figure that out. But I feel like no one really, they're comfortable here. They don't want to even struggle.
Comfortable, exactly is the word.
Complacent.
Exactly
like,
the word I would use.
I'm good. Like, what else do I need?
Yeah, because back home, it's like you have to have that ambition and motivation to climb so you can get out of the muck. Because if you don't, you're just going to stay there.
Yeah,
and heaven help you if you're in poverty. Poverty, statistically speaking,
you got multiple shackles. You like
listen. It's tough. It's tough. You're less likely to succeed if you come from an impoverished background. And not saying that people can't, but it's just statistically harder to climb up from that. Whereas here, not saying that there isn't poverty, but I would just say that the standard of living is a bit higher. I know people making $30 an hour making coffee, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't make that. But I'm just saying like, you can make a living here.
Yeah,
on any job, which should be the standard for the world. To be clear,
standard. Yeah.
In Georgia, it's $7.50.
That's so
y'all
crazy.
Y'all got an extra 25 cents. Texas is still $7.25. y'all got 25 cents. Oh, she got money.
Womp womp on the freaking minimum wage. That is so whack.
Yeah,
that is so whack. I know I'm so in the red right now. I'm gonna turn down my thing. But yeah. See, you think about how many Australian actors make it big over in America because they feel like they have to leave in order to have success in the arts. Yeah. And they have enough money to do it here. It's just so crazy. It's so crazy, but yeah.
It's very disheartening too because, like, come on, guys. If we all just get in together, like High School Musical.
Yeah. We're all in this together.
Okay, we got to hold it together. We've only got so much time.
Okay.
But, like, honestly, if they all like just come in and work as a community, this could be a mecca. Which is why I'm also kind of scared to get into acting because I'm an American.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how that would work for me too with the agencies, or do I have to fake an Aussie accent? Because that's a struggle.
Yeah.
I know. It's hard to. I've been having to be in that kind of space. And I feel like we're in a day and age, though, that we need to be writing our own stuff. You got to be writing. You got to be writing what it is that you want to see yourself in. But there's also American TV shows and American movies that are filmed here because they have the Dockland Studios and other production companies that are sometimes make stuff here. So anything can happen. We were just talking about how this is a place that needs more art. We wanted to make it an art mecca. If you want it to be something,
you have to do it yourself.
You got to contribute to it. You got to contribute to it. So yeah, and we should be telling our own stories. We shouldn't necessarily be waiting around for us to be like,
this is a perfect role for me.
Correct. Yes. To be a part of somebody else's vision. We should be writing our own visions.
Build the tables.
And then we film it ourselves. And we do it ourselves because you could actually find people to do that here.
No, of course. There's so many actors who, again, don't have that agency, don't have that $25K, who are so good at what they do. Who would love to be in a little small film.
Would love to do it.
Okay, Halloween.
Yes, let's do it.
I'm very nervous about Halloween here because I haven't even seen any decorations out, and I know they don't really celebrate Halloween like that here.
Yep.
No. You have a friend who does costumes.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So do you guys do Halloween parties every year? Or like, what do you guys do to celebrate?
Ooh, that's so funny because we just, like, last episode we did was
2 episodes ago,
Yeah, it was our Halloween episode. And yeah, it's slowly becoming more of a thing here. I feel like you just have to go into the queer space. Like, they're the ones that are going full out for Halloween, whereas, like, the straights, not as if I'm not a part of it. But
though I'm not one of them. I'm one of the good ones.
I ain't one of them. Yeah, it feels like, and I said that in this episode, where there is a major horse race on during that same weekend that people are more excited, the Melbourne Cup or something like that straight people are more inclined to celebrate, so they don't even really pay attention to Halloween. And the other people who are paying attention to Halloween are the people who are rejecting the horse racing culture and being like, well, that's not really my thing, so I'm going to pivot to this over here. But they're still not doing it at the level that we're doing it in America, because we were saying Halloween is an opportunity of full creativity.
Yes.
Like,
and that makes sense. I feel like the creative scene here would be really into that.
You would think. You would think. But
again, if you love Halloween, be the overdressed person until people be like, oh, every year she brings it. That's what I've been doing since I've been here. Every year I go all out. My friend's already working on my costume, has been doing so since August. So it's just like, do it. And then more and more people, you'll collect other people who are like, oh, yeah.
Like Pokemon.
Yeah, honestly, just be that beacon of creativity, of light,
I
of
have
whatever.
noticed, though, like you guys were saying, a lot of the gays do love like Halloween down, and they all want to plan with me what to do. And I'm like, y'all, why don't we just rent out a space and actually do a huge thing?
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that because the place that we're going to, we went to this party last year at Poof Doof in Southside. Yeah, which is really fun. But this year we're going back to that same party. And it's in the same space, and I know it's going to be packed, and I just know, like, and I'm like, I'm trying
The venue's bad. The venue's bad. Like, the venue for this party is bad. 3 years ago, it was a luxurious venue in the CBD. Poof Doof as a weekly thing, great. But for this party, it's too many people. It's too cramped. I think we didn't stay terribly long last year. Like, we were there till like 1 or 2 a.m., which is not that late considering they close at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that was enough.
Yeah, and it didn't really particularly feel like a special Halloween party because we go there on a pretty, well, not necessarily myself, but it's something that you've gone to on a regular, semi-regular
It felt too
basis.
familiar. It feels
really
too familiar.
Whereas like when we did it, it's the bottom end?
The bottom end, yeah.
The bottom end, it was like all these different levels and all these different DJs, whereas like Poof Doof, they're just kind of like,
that one central floor and then the smoke.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then the tiny room
Chasers is upstairs,
Wow.
but it's like so packed and it's so crowded, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting anything that's necessarily unique. But if somebody unique, shout out to Beyonce.
You almost missed it.
If somebody, I know, we almost went out a full entire episode without mentioning Beyonce. God, if somebody were to throw
a proper
Halloween
like,
party with some
rager.
good DJs, I would be there. I would be there.
Yeah.
That is something.
Because like, where do you guys even buy the decorations here? Kmart? Like,
I mean,
Well,
pretty much.
Big W does. They have a Halloween section because I went there to get something when I was trying to spray paint my flowers for the ballet. They do have a Halloween section, but it's literally half an aisle, and it's like, here's 3 bags of candy, which is better than nothing. And it had like kids costumes, but it's not like in America where Spirit will pop up in an abandoned building every year, and it's just like, come get all this shit.
You know what kills me in America? That new 12-foot skeleton, that big ass skeleton.
I'll be beating up people.
These big, ginormous skeleton sculpture people are like putting in their yards. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Yeah, they just ramp it up every year. Here, it's slowly trickling, growing.
Give it 2
People are-
decades.
It's
Honestly,
like, we're on the front of the wave. So if we continue to push Halloween, we just got to continue to influence people.
No, we have to influence people because I am a Halloween
Same.
Halloween is my favorite. I always dress up. Like last year, I was Starfire.
Yes.
Yes.
From Teen Titans.
Yes, did you dress up? What was your costume?
Yeah, 100%.
Last year I was Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard.
Stop.
Ri'chard was dressed up as Terrence Howard.
And Nicole was
1+1.
Tinta.
I was Tina Turner. Yeah, Tina Turner, which went over so well that this year I've been hired by a Halloween party to perform Tina Turner dressed as her again, which is really exciting. But yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to head to the party.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. Once again, dressing up.
I'm static
creates
shock this year,
opportunities.
so.
I just love the theatrics, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm a
Oh,
theater
yeah.
girl. Down and down.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Love that.
See that for you, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. The drinking culture here too,
Crazy.
very insane.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's no reason that you should be drinking at 2 p.m.
That's why I was very surprised when you said that. Oh yeah, the incident on the train happened on a Saturday. I'm like, this sounds like Tuesday.
I was literally going to say, I said, that's Tuesday activity. I was thinking that too. My brain's like, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah, people here they love their booze. They
can't do
love their
that.
booze. Yeah, are you a drinker? Are you a big drinker?
I'm not a drinker, I'm a smoker.
Yeah, hell yeah, same.
It's legal.
It's legal. But yes, exactly that because I just
My liver
drinking
can't
is.
do it.
Listen, and if you're young and you're already feeling the effects of it, because 22, I don't even think I knew.
No, at 22, I just started drinking. I started drinking at 20.
This
'cause
is
I was
me
a late
starting
one.
to drink, and I can't keep up. Like,
Yeah.
Don't try to keep up. Just let them pass out and forget the night.
And they always do, and I'm just like, y'all, 6 shots was not worth it.
Yeah,
No.
not at all. Like I'll have a glass or two. Like last night, I was turned off at 2 Proseccos. Like
Absolutely.
that was
Yes,
that's all I
exactly.
need.
And you
she
can
was
watch it
feeling
happen
good.
to Nicole. You can watch it as you're sipping and then
Yeah, exactly. I'm walking up, I'm talking to people. Usually my social anxiety is just like, don't do anything. I like walked right up to Jesse last night. I was like, I know you. I saw you in Renaissance Theaters. And you performed in Aunt Juliet. And I'm just like talking to them. And I was like, oh my God, I'm really talking to this person.
Who I don't know. Like,
who I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the drinking culture is really heavy here, regardless of the high price of it. But it's just ingrained. It's ingrained in everything.
Mm-hmm. Why is liquor so expensive? That's another reason. That would be enough for me not to be an alcoholic.
Because they can make so much money off of it here. They can make so much. They say it's a deterrent, but in my opinion, it's just because they know that they can make so much money off of it. Because you can drink any day of the week here. People will drink on a Tuesday, Monday. It does not matter what day of the week. They'll have after work drinks. Mm-hmm. It does not matter what day of the week.
Yeah, I noticed. Everyone wants a beer. They always want to go to the pub. I love pub culture, I guess. I love looking at the pubs. I love the architecture here. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
But drinking all the time, I don't. I can't.
Same.
And you had a hangover last night from... Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I already said in the episode, so I'm not being attacked. I'm like, yes, that's correct.
Right.
If you give me free things... At the after party, free alcohol. They kept bringing. I'm like, yes, I will. My drink was half finished. I'm like, thank you.
No, and that's the only reason why I drink if it's free, because I'm not spending $14 for a shot or a beer. Like,
no, and not that it's watered down here, but you're only getting a standard drink, and you have to pay so much for something that's
as opposed to being in America where you get a single and it's half the bottle, and it's like
child. Cool. You're just like
a buzzball.
Yeah, a buzzball. Oh my!
I feel like Australians would love buzzballs.
They can't bring those here. Did we already tell the story about when we were at Lily's housewarming party and the guy was trying to advocate that they need to have beer in the McDonald's like they do in Paris, France?
No, we didn't talk about that yet.
We were talking about, I don't even know how we even got on the subject, but this guy was just like, yeah, and in Paris you can have beer in the McDonald's, and I really think that they should do that here. I think that would be amazing in Australia.
There would be more fights than Waffle House.
That's what I said.
There would be more fights than Waffle House.
I was like, sir, the last place that they need to be bringing beer into is McDonald's.
All you'll be
hearing, cut, you fucking cunt.
Like, all you're going to be hearing. That's ridiculous.
Exactly that. No, it's just like people are already drunk at the McDonald's, especially late at night. People are already drunk there. What are you trying to exacerbate the situation for? They're already drunk, sir. I was like, you trying to cause problems.
Yep.
No, he's instigating.
You instigating. I can't imagine.
They're already abused enough. Like, yes, they get paid better, but they don't deserve the abuse of that. Like, oh, yes, beer, that's money. Cool for you, but also you need security now, and suddenly that costs you money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Security at the McDonald's. If you get some bouncers there, but even still, I don't think the bouncers would have... I don't know.
I can't do anything. I saw some kids run out of a 7-Eleven with some sushi, just run out of it. And the security guard was trying to their best at the door.
The security gets paid so well, but most of them don't know what to do in a crisis situation. Like there are some people there that are like a literal lima bean, just like saying like, yeah, I feel safe with you at the door. You're like, you can't come in. Yes, I can. Just flicks them away. Like, what are you going to do, friend? Like, I'm not going to choose violence, but... Sometimes you're
at some point, I might.
Yeah, but especially when you get older, I'm not going to be risking dislocating my shoulder over some damn 7-Eleven sushi. Let that kid have that sushi.
Like, how much is it? $3?
You ain't going to be messing up my joints, and you ain't going to have me aching.
Run a marathon for some kimchi.
Kimchi! Shout out to kimchi. No, kidding.
No, but I live up north, though.
Oh, so cool. Where you at?
Donnybrook.
Oh, Donnybrook. Yeah. Why did I? Okay. Yeah.
So far up. Like, I see kangaroos every time.
Damn. Yeah. You in the Roo territory.
What's it called? The Womp Womp?
The Whoop
Whoop.
Whoop.
You're at Whoop Whoop. Not the Womp Womp.
That's how it feels. That's Donnybrook.
Out in Whoop Whoop.
Yeah, that's like out there.
No, because when I had to come down here and walk into my train, it was literally hailing on me.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, the Melbourne weather is just—it's
insane. This is the coldest place I've ever lived in my whole life.
100%.
Because it's not insulated well.
No.
They don't know how to do insulation.
The winters are evil.
The winters are evil, and there's something about the cold here. When you go outside, it gets into your bones.
It's because we're 300 miles away from the Arctic.
Oh my God! It's
and those
crazy.
winds will blow up and be like, "What's up? Pop up."
Yeah.
Oh
slap and run.
Slap and
slap and run. Yeah, but it's like I can't put away. It's supposed to be spring right now, and I'm still very much in my bubble jacket.
Piss me off right
now.
This is not spring.
Still very much in my bubble jacket because I hate being cold. I don't like being cold. So
okay, some pros about being in Australia. The food, fantastic. I think
So
you have
good.
the best health rating in the world for food.
woo, is it?
They care about their ingredients and like
Yeah.
you're not gonna put a damn extra chemical or
No red
preservative
40.
in this. No,
Yes, no red dye 40.
you'll pay for it, but you're gonna
enough.
get quality food. Absolutely.
Yeah, but there's no Mexican food. That's really good.
I
though.
know.
Yeah.
I know. I've been saying this in season 1. I've been dying to find a
Dying.
really, really good Mexican food spot, but I don't know what the disconnect is. Seasoning. Seasoning is the
Nagoya.
disconnect. Yeah, Nagoya.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I mean, all these things have been super validating because we've been saying it on the show as people who have been here the whole time. But your first impressions have been so helpful because it's just like, oh, I am literally coming straight from America. I had a general idea of what to expect, and then you being like, yeah, no, that's real. That's
No,
Yeah,
that-
100%. You're validating.
It's like
You're
thank you
validating.
for the validation. We're like, yes, we're speaking the truth, audience.
Correct.
No,
This is it.
I don't know why a lot of Aussie men are so aggressive too. Like they're really aggy, but I love watching the road rage.
Oh my God, the road rage here is nuts.
They
Yeah.
can't drive, and then they're all mad at each other.
They're all mad at each other. It's like there's some sort of magical spell that happens when they sit behind the wheel. They would call their own grandmother a cunt if
No.
she was driving
Yeah.
too slow in front of them.
They'd run her
it's
down. And
something-
I'm like, you
it's-
should have moved, Granny.
Yeah,
It's
and
the most-
this person's just driving. Just move around them. I don't understand why people get so bent out of shape, but they
No,
get real
become
revved up.
villains. They turn into Thanos
Yeah.
quickly. But that's how I know it's gonna be a good night out. If I'm driving when Uber, the windows down, and I hear someone, "You fucking got them out of the way, the side of the road," I know it's gonna be a fantastic night.
Yeah, the mischief is in the air.
Mischief is in the
it's
air.
doing the do. I literally did that the other day. I'm like, you don't taste that? It's going to be one of those nights. And it sure was. I got home at 7 a.m. that night. I was like,
my
yep, we
gosh.
did that. So do you have any other points that you're like, I really want to talk about these things?
Honestly, I feel like I said everything. Very dribbled, but I said everything I need to say.
Amazing. No,
Love
that's super,
that.
we love that. Super fantastic because it was a very thorough first impression. We've been so excited to have you on because it's been 7 years since I was new here. So sometimes I look at things from the lens of I'm a citizen now. This is my home
That's
now.
crazy.
And it's remembering what it's like to be fresh and have those fresh eyes. So this perspective has been so
You guys
fantastic.
feel similar to how I've been feeling since I've been here. I've been here for only 6 months, since February.
Yeah.
You guys all felt the same way when you first got here? Like, oh, like
Yeah.
it's really beautiful. I love it here. The culture's like, oh, okay.
The culture shock was heavy, but like the
Yeah.
quality of life was
So
apparent
much better.
immediately. And like
Yes.
absolutely, I can figure it out. And that's also why I was invested in creating community. Because the one thing I'm missing was this, and nothing has stopped me. If I ever wanted something, I just do it. I don't care how long it takes, how much work it is, but I'm like, I want this thing. I want it to happen. We're gonna do it. And
Same.
we've been talking about that all season. All the parties we want that we're not getting, all the events and things. And that's actually one of the things I want to end the episode with because now, when this episode drops, we will be able to talk about it. We are hosting a live podcast for
Yeah.
Midsummer, and we're going to be having guests from the past seasons. We're for us by us. We're going to have our past guests helping us put the event on, and we're going to play the music that we want to hear. We're going to have all the things that we want to do because no one else is doing it. We're hoping to get funding for it, but if not, we're just going to fund it ourselves. We're going to make it happen regardless, and that's one of the things we're excited. I can't give real details because there's a hush-hush order on it, but once this episode drops, then we'll be able to give information like 3 days later, so we can give a little bit of teaser. So we want to sell it out, y'all. We're manifesting a sellout.
Yes.
We're manifesting a sellout.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
So tell your friends, tell your aunties, make everyone go. If you don't go, you're racist.
That's what we're putting it on the poster. That's going to be the tagline on the poster.
If you don't like people of color, then yeah, it's apparent. It's apparent if you don't buy tickets to this.
Look at yourself.
You don't like niggas in Naarm.
Exactly. Oh my God. This oh, my brain. She be saying whatever.
Genuinely,
she's
and
saying.
I'm glad we got it recorded. That's why I'm like, we got to start recording because that's the best thing about the show. We don't rehearse anything. We just kind of like surprise each other with jokes because those are genuine reactions. Those reactions are the best because like I don't even know, and then it just pops out and it's just fantastic. And I'm so happy that we've done this. Like this is our 31st episode.
Yeah, the 31st episode is so crazy. And it started out as an idea between friends, and now it's grown into something more, and then it's affecting the listeners, and like, here you are now,
Yeah.
and everything. And I guess that if I could say something to 6 months Australia, Nicole, it would be just take your time. So that's what I would say to you. Just take your time. You're not going to figure everything out right away. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong in the sense of like, why haven't I been able to figure these things out? And why haven't I been able to find that? Because this is a journey. This is a part of your journey. And the fun part about your journey is discovery and being able to experience things for the first time. That's the best part about it. So just continue to be open to different experiences. Feel free to just let yourself explore. You're in a different side of the world. You're in a safer place. Yeah, just to continue to be open, and wonderful things are going to find you, but just be sure to just take your time. There's really no rush. And at 22, there's really no rush.
I still have that American mindset. That
I'm a failure, that American hustle. Let her go. Let her die in a fire immediately.
No, because that kind of mindset is just capitalism. Like, it's just meant to make us be as productive as possible without thinking about our actual selves. And this is something that I'm still guilty of in my many, many years. It's hard to break yourself out of that cycle, but at the same time, it's good that we still have that little bit of drive. So it's just like
it's still pushing us, propelling us forward.
Exactly.
It's why we're so successful here, because
correct.
America lazy is still Australia hyper productive.
Exactly.
So. Exactly that. But yeah, just give yourself time, give yourself space, stay curious, stay open, and then just try to enjoy every single part, because you know what? There's going to be a point in time when you're older than 22 and you're going to be looking back and you're going to be like, wow, that's really cool that I did that. And you don't realize how cool you are now. You don't realize how amazing you are now until you get older, and then you look at 22-year-olds from the age that you are, and you're just like, dang, that I was out there.
I did that shit.
I had a goal, I had a dream, and I obtained it.
You know?
Yeah.
My middle name is actually Dream.
I love that.
And so I always say that I'm a physical manifestation, proof that manifestation is working, that dreams do happen.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so that's also been helping me reach new things. I didn't expect me to be here so fast.
Yeah.
I literally planned it out with 3 months, and I saved up enough money working my ass off just to get here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And honestly, you guys are such inspirations. You guys honestly.
Stop. I already cried this morning.
No, but I do mean that truly, especially for me. To see you guys successful here and doing exactly what you guys wanted to do, it's a sense of relief for me.
Yeah.
Because I see my people achieving their goals. Like, I want to be y'all.
Yeah, but you're already doing that, because honestly, we rag on Aussies from being complacent, but there's a lot of that everywhere, and especially in America, of people of just being like, well, I can't have more than what it is I already have. So I might as well not try. The fact that you had a goal, you had a dream, you did what you needed to do. You got here. You've already made the dream happen. Everything else now is just going to be a treat.
1000%.
Everything else now is just going to be a treat. And so you should enjoy it and be patient with yourself.
You said this quote in one of your podcasts that was...
Quote? We're being quoted. Oh, my God. This is amazing.
You said the top of one mountain is the bottom of another.
Yep.
And that has changed my life.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness.
So beautiful, so eloquent. Like, honestly.
Yeah,
that sphere of influence is just incredible. No, that's amazing, and like this is no, not even words. I'm like, yes, that on loop right now. But add on to what Nicole says. If I were to give myself advice at me at 6 months, is to acknowledge that my vulnerability is a strength.
Yes.
Because I'm the oldest of 6, and I always felt like I had to be the one. Strong. I can do this by myself. I had to be strong. I had to do this. I'm here by myself. I can do this alone. But 6 months in is when I was like, shit, I'm about to go home. I ran out of money. I finally got a couple jobs going, but the pay was coming in 4 or 5 weeks. And I'm sitting here by myself, and I literally just asked one of my friends for help. And asking for help is the best thing you can ever do. If you're overwhelmed, there are people who have some kind of capacity. And then when people can ask you for help, like being a burden to your friends is okay. Like being an inconvenience to your friends should be worth the inconvenience to you. If they are not, they shouldn't be your friends. Wow. Like friendship is an inconvenience. I'm happy to inconvenience myself for you. And you start that, and your friends will imitate that as well. A lot of my Australian friends were not terribly vulnerable till I'm like, it's okay to be not okay. It's like, what's up? Tell me the truth. And then they would do that back to me and to their other friends. And now this circle is just like growing into this energy. It's building its own community. Not just people of color. Like building community as a whole is so important, and it starts with vulnerability. So vulnerability is your strength, 1,000%.
And that's the thing too. I've noticed that a lot of the time, because I'm very vulnerable. I'm very open to my friends, and if they need to lean on me, let them lean on me.
Yeah.
That a lot of my friends currently are like, Najji, you're so mature for your age. I feel like I'm on a self-growth path because I've known you. Yeah. And I just told them general advice. But like, honestly, I do appreciate both of your advice. Just
oh my gosh, of course.
I don't know. I'm just very giddy about this.
The giddiness it's so mutual. It's so mutual because this is just so cool, and I just think that there's such bravery, and you're going to look back on your younger self and you're going to be inspired by yourself because you're just going to be like, wow, I was so brave to do something. A lot of the times you're still in fear,
right?
But bravery is just the choice to do it anyways.
Absolutely.
You know? And don't be afraid to fail.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is not the end. It's not. It's not the period in a sentence. If anything, it's a comma.
Yep.
You try something, it doesn't work out, that's fine. You could just go on to the next thing and try something else. But you can't get to the reward without risk. So just keep trying, and something is going to work out.
Honestly, especially with acting.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. But you can't succeed without putting yourself out there.
Yep.
You cannot just be like, well, I hope I become an actor and just wish and wish and wish. No, you have to put yourself out there. You have to go out there. You have to make big swings. You have to make mistakes. You have to fall down flat on your face in order to figure out, you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Or this is the thing I need to change.
You learn about yourself. You
learn.
Discovery.
You learn through experience. So you just have to put yourself out there, and then it's going to work out.
And you have to realize you're about to be an inspiration to other people.
100%.
You being 22.
You being yourself. You
Yeah.
being yourself. You being your 22-year-old self is going to inspire other people.
Absolutely.
Oh! Where's the tambourine button? No.
But I think that's a fantastic place to wrap up because, again, this is our season finale. We're actually going to get a little break because I am tired.
Oh, my God.
I am so tired.
Very tired.
There's so much going on, and we're going to have a little break, but we're going to be able to pop back and have some more incredible things. I'm so excited to see where you go. I'm so excited to see where the podcast goes. Only going up from here. There's so much magic, so much energy in the air, and I think we're just bouncing it off of each other, and that's going to take us so far. I'm very excited to see where we are next season finale, because listening back at the season finale in the past, I'm like, the jump, the progress, we're doing the do, and
honestly,
we're very grateful to have you here. So
100%
grateful.
So grateful to be here,
yeah,
y'all. Thank you.
We absolutely love it. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds and what next season holds. More guests, more connection, more people's stories. I really want to get trans people an opportunity to give their voice on what their experience has been here.
Absolutely.
More First Nations people for sure. It's just, to me, the podcast is about creating connection.
Yeah, it is.
It's been
and that's
so good.
And it's just going to keep going up from there. And we're going to be obnoxious with it. We're going to be like in your face with this shit because we're going to get big. Not even about the money part. We're going
get big.
We're going to make this a London. We're going to make Melbourne what we want it to be. Sorry, I think I said it was anti-colonization. Like, or we're about to make it hella black and brown in this bitch, and they're just going to deal with it. So. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been a fantastic...
We're going to be the chocolate syrup drizzle over the city.
What does that even mean? That's the most Nicole sign-off ever, and I'm very happy for it. I cannot. But until 2025, I'm Ri'chard.
And I'm Nicole.
And this has been Melanated in Melbourne.
See ya. This has been Melanated in Melbourne, a podcast that analyzes the Australian lifestyle from the lens of two Black American besties. Visit us at melanatedinmelbourne.com or follow us on Instagram to send us your comments or questions. Thank you for listening.